Welcome to this NCFE video focusing on embedding core skills into practice and linking these skills to the ESP types of assessments. Some of the types of assessments mentioned in this video may change for future employer set projects, but the core skills covered will remain the same. The employer set project requires that students apply and contextualize core knowledge through the demonstration of the following core skills: research, communication, teamworking, problem solving, reporting and presentation skills, reflective evaluation. These are demonstrated through the completion of a number of tasks including research and literature review, a quality improvement report, peer discussion and update of a quality improvement plan, a presentation of a quality improvement plan, and a reflective account. Within this video, we will look at each of the core skills, examples of the tasks where each of the core skills are assessed within the employer set project, and suggested teaching activities where each of the core skills could be demonstrated to support students in preparing for the employer set project. Core skills 1 is research. For this core skills, students must be able to collect literature and introduce a scope of the review and the criteria for the selection of sources. For each of the selected pieces of literature, students must identify and record key information through effective analysis. Undertake a logically ordered discussion of themes, including how the literature relates to one another and to the specific research and innovation in an area of healthcare science practice. More detailed information can be found within the core skills section of the healthcare science qualification specification. Examples of employer set project tasks where this core skill is assessed are research and literature review, in which students are required to carry out research using specific literature sources and present their research in a written literature review. Peer discussion and update of quality improvement plan, in which students provide and receive feedback about their research findings and quality improvement plan, and act upon it to produce a summary of how they will update the quality improvement plan. A presentation of quality improvement plan, in which students are required to present an overview of their quality improvement plan during a discussion with a tutor who will assume the role of a department manager. To embed this core skill into teaching practice, the following types of activities are suggested to prepare students for the employer set project. A research activity. For this suggested activity, students could be given a specific topic related to a key issue or problem within healthcare science to research and investigate. Students should review a number of primary and secondary literature sources related to the topic and analyse them based on sources and author bias, age and relevance of the literature, reliability of the sources, sources citations. A literature review. Students could present their research in a literature review in which they discuss the themes of the research. Students should consider the following in their literature review: how the literature is related to one another, including agreements and disagreements in the findings, gaps in literature and any potential future areas of study, changes that could be made to improve the research undertaken. Students should summarise key findings using appropriate technical terms and provide a full bibliography of sources within the correct use of recognised referencing system such as Harvard, Vancouver and AMA. Core Skill 2, Communication. For this core skill, students must be able to communicate clearly and effectively with a variety of stakeholders, for example, patients, service users, customers, carers and other healthcare and social care professionals. Communicate effectively with a variety of stakeholders within the healthcare science setting. Use a range of techniques to overcome communication barriers. More detailed information can be found within the core skills section of the healthcare science qualification specification. Examples of employer set project tasks where this core skill is assessed are a quality improvement plan, in which students are required to create a quality improvement report outlining actions in relation to the brief. Peer discussion and update of quality improvement plan. A presentation of a quality improvement plan. To embed this core skill into teaching practice, the following types of activities are suggested to prepare students for the employer set project. Written report. Students could write a report about how they would communicate clearly and effectively with different stakeholders, including patients, service users, customers, carers, and other health professionals. They could use examples from their placements to discuss how they have communicated with different stakeholders effectively. Students should consider the following within their report: tailoring language and technical information to their audience, tone and register used to reflect the audience, appropriate body language, how to show that they're actively and critically listening to the different stakeholders, how to ensure they speak clearly and confidently when communicating with different stakeholders. Case study activity. For this suggested activity, students could be provided with case studies of individuals with various communication barriers. For each case study, students should describe techniques they could use to overcome the communication barriers. Quality improvement plan and presentation. Students could complete a quality improvement plan template based on their findings from their research or literature review activity suggested earlier. Students then can present their quality improvement plan to their tutor, who takes on the role of another healthcare science professional. And at the end of the presentation, the tutor should ask questions based on the information provided in the presentation. Core Skill 3, Teamworking. For this core skill, students must be able to identify the functions of different teams or team members, as well as their own role within the wider team or working context. Undertake collaborative work. More detailed information can be found within the core skills section of the health qualifications specification. Examples of employer set project tasks where the core skill is assessed are peer discussion and update of quality improvement plan. To embed this core skill into teaching practice, the following types of activities are suggested to prepare students for the employer set project. A scenario-based activity. For this suggested activity, students could be provided with a scenario relevant to the health and science sector, including tasks that are required to be completed following standard operating procedures. Students work in groups, each with assigned roles, and then carry out their tasks in line with their team structure, using effective team working to complete the tasks. Group discussion and presentation. Students could undertake a group discussion where they respond to a concern or problem based on the standard operating procedure they've carried out in the previous activity. Groups should work collaboratively to reach a decision about how their concern or issue should be responded to appropriately, and then present their ideas to a tutor who takes on the role of a senior healthcare science professional, orally using digital or non-digital tools and aids. Core Skill 4, Problem solving. For this core skill, students must be able to identify a problem and conduct a typical root cause analysis using the following steps: define, measure, analyze, improve, control, plan how to implement and embed the identified solution. Examples of employer set project tasks where this core skill is assessed are research and literature review, a quality improvement plan. To embed this core skill into teaching practice, the following types of activities are suggested to prepare students for the employer set project. A report. Students could be provided with either a scenario or sources of literature about a problem within healthcare science. Students need to identify the problem and write a report about how they would conduct a typical root cause analysis into the problem, referencing each step described earlier. A quality improvement plan. Students could complete a quality improvement plan template using information from their report about how they would plan to implement and embed the identified solution to the problem. Core Skill 5, Reporting and Presentation. Students must be able to interpret and analyze information and data, including but not limited to identify and collect suitable data, process, interpret and apply data accurately, select and implement the correct data analysis technique, effectively present or report on conclusions following the analysis taken. Examples of employer set project tasks where this core skill is assessed are quality improvement plan. Peer discussion, update a quality improvement plan. Present an overview of your quality improvement plan. To embed this core skill into teaching practice, the following types of activities are suggested to prepare students for the employer set project. A data analysis activity. For this activity, students could be given a relevant topic to research. Students need to identify and collect suitable information and data about the topic and then analyse the data and information in which they should identify similarities and differences within information, identify relationships between information, combine qualitative and quantitative information, and use appropriate technology to record and analyse the data. A presentation. Students could present conclusions from the analysis undertaken to a tutor who takes on the role of a senior healthcare science professional using graphics and other tools to aid understanding. Core Skill 6, Reflective Evaluation. For this core skill, students must be able to select the appropriate evaluation theory to use when reflecting on the task, Kolb or Gibbs, carry out appropriate evaluations of own practice within the task, use reflective evaluation to identify improvements, alternative approaches and knowledge limitations. More detailed information can be found within the core skills section of the health qualification specification. Examples of employer set project tasks where this core skill is assessed are reflective account, peer discussion, update of quality improvement plan. To embed this core skills into teaching practice, the following types of activities are suggested to prepare students for the employer set project. Reflective accounts. Students should regularly complete reflective accounts in which they record reflections and experiences. This could be in relation to placement performance or performance, in practical sessions, and in the form of reflective blogs, reflections, written within a placement booklet, or short written reflections when feedback is given. Students should include details within their reflective accounts of what they have done to improve based on their own self-evaluation and feedback from others. Reflective practice report. Students could write a reflective practice report in which they're given a topic to reflect on their performance. This could be related to a task completed within their placement, practical activities completed within a simulated environment, or a group task completed within class. Students could then use research and literature, analyse the task and use a model of reflection such as Kolb's experiential learning cycle 1984 or Gibbs' reflective cycle 1988 to follow the steps to carry out appropriate evaluations of their own practice within the task. Professional discussions. Students to undertake regular professional discussions with their tutor based on situations, experiences or tasks completed. Students should be asked to discuss the situation, experience or task, their thoughts and feelings, a summary of the good and bad elements of their experience, their contribution of actions to the overall result, what may have helped and hindered the experience, and what they could improve on in the future. Summary. The information which has been provided in this video is to give you some suggestions for specific activities that could be undertaken to embed the core skills assessed in the employer set project into teaching practice. These activities, of course, can be adapted to meet you and your learners' needs and requirements. The activities suggested are to support students in preparing for the employer set project, but in addition, embedding the core skills into everyday teaching by continuously planning activities where students have to demonstrate the core skills would also be suggested. Thank you for listening, and we hope you found this video useful.